Alleluia, Christ is risen. The Lord is risen indeed. Alleluia. Please be seated. Good morning. I am Jeff Fisher, Bishop Suffragan in the Episcopal Diocese of Texas and the bishop for the East region of our diocese. And it's wonderful to be back here among you, my friends, at St. Cuthbert Episcopal Church, especially on this rainy Sunday morning. It's also great to be here with your interim rector, for Malcolm, for his leadership and creativity and faithfulness in this place. Malcolm, we give you our thanks this day. Now, in the late 1950s, there was a middle-distance runner who was a track star at the University of Oregon. After his graduation from the University of Oregon, this track star took a trip around the world. And on this trip, he stopped in Kobe, Japan. In Japan, this former track star discovered the amazing Tiger brand of running shoes. Partnering with his old friend and track and field coach from college, he began distributing these Japanese running shoes on the west coast of the United States. In 1964, this track star and former coach formed a new shoe company called Blue Ribbon Sports. And in 1971, an employee began calling the fledgling shoe company Nike. The word Nike is actually a Greek word, the Greek word for victory. This former track star from the University of Oregon and founder of Nike is Phil Knight. And Phil Knight and Nike eventually overcame Adidas and Converse to become the most popular shoe company in the world. And it was in the beginning of this company, in 1971, that Phil Knight paid $35 to a graphic design student named Carolyn Davidson. And Carolyn Davidson then designed the famous Nike swoosh. The Nike swoosh logo is one of the most successful logos of all time. In addition to the Nike swoosh logo, I would also say that the Nike slogan of "Just Do It" is also pretty brilliant, yet I couldn't quite figure out a way to incorporate "Just Do It" into a sermon about Jesus. Anyway, I hope that all of you know that the New Testament of the Bible was not written in King James English. No, the New Testament was originally written in Greek. And the word Nike in Greek is actually used in the New Testament. For in the Bible, in the first letter of John, the writer proclaims victory. The writer of 1 John proclaims Nike. For the writer of 1 John proclaims this: whoever is born of God conquers the world, and this is the victory that conquers the world, our faith. You see, my friends, the Nike, the victory that conquers the world, is our faith. Now, I could become a little circumspect when I hear the God of peace described with words such as victory and conquering. Yet it is helpful for me to think of the words of Jesus himself, because in the Gospel of John, Jesus proclaims this: "Take heart, have courage, for I have overcome the world." We are not called to overcome the world as victorious warriors. No, instead, we are called to overcome the world with acts of peace and love and service for others. We are called to overcome the world with our faith in Jesus Christ. The victory, the Nike, is not about overcoming the world through violence. The victory, the Nike, is about our faith in Jesus, who has already overcome the world by defeating death. Today at St. Cuthbert, we are confirming and receiving 11 people into the faith of Jesus, the faith that conquers the world. And today is a victory, a Nike for St. Cuthbert Episcopal Church. Because today all of these people are taking a new step of faith. And in addition to those being confirmed and received, all of us today, we will all renew our promises of baptism in a step of faith. For this is what we believe about baptism. In baptism, we are drowned in water. In baptism, we are killed and crucified with Jesus. Then after we have been drowned and killed, we are raised up out of the water into a new life of grace. We are raised up as drowned people who are now alive. We are raised up to be loved for God by forever. We are raised up as victorious over sin and death. For in baptism is our victory. In baptism is our Nike. Jesus' victory over death is Easter. Yet I think that I might have scripted the Easter victory of Jesus a bit differently. Because if I was Jesus, which my wife tells me I'm not, if I was Jesus raised from the dead, I would have wanted to march out of that tomb right into Jerusalem and kick some Roman you-know-what. Yet Jesus does not overcome the world as a ripped and risen superhero. No, Jesus overcomes the world by baptizing us into a life of faith. A life of faith where peace and hope and love are what overcomes the world. For the victory that overcomes the world does not come from guns or bombs. The victory that overcomes the world does not come from being the richest or the skinniest. The victory that overcomes the world does not come by being a superhero for Jesus. Our victory, our Nike, is that peace and love and hope conquers the world. Therefore, as baptized Christians, we are not afraid to get out of our silos in order to meet others who are different from us. We are not afraid to give away our money to someone in need. We are not afraid to protest peacefully in response to violence. Therefore, I am not afraid, because we are a people who have been baptized, drowned, crucified, and resurrected. I am not afraid because peace and hope and love always wins. I am not afraid because we are a people of victory. My friends, be people of baptism who have been knocked down and are now raised up. Be people of victory who have overcome the world. Be people of Nike. Just do it. Amen.